Thank you. Welcome everyone to the Animal Communication Collective event with Jelly's Place. Today, Chris, we would love to start with you and allow you to give us a little quick intro to Jelly's Place for anyone who might not be completely familiar, and tell us why we're all here tonight.
Sure. Hi, everybody. I'm Chris. I'm a co-founder and board member of Jelly's Place. And I know some of you in here were very familiar with you, and you've attended last year, I'm pretty sure. Jelly's Place is a nonprofit no-kill shelter. We started rescuing dogs and cats many, many years ago. And we opened our facility in September of 2017. So we've been there for 6 years now. And we have a lot of dogs and cats and kittens, and we really rely on the help from our community. And we're so grateful to be here with the Animal Communication Collective, who are doing this great event for us, their second year. And I'm so happy to have everybody here join us. By the way, if you're not familiar with Jelly's Place, you can see us online at jellysplace.org. And we are in San Pablo, but we serve San Francisco County, San Mateo. We help pull dogs and cats from shelters throughout California. And we do what we can to help the community also. So we're supporting low-income pet parents who need some guidance or who need some financial assistance to take care of their buddies. And just glad to be here.
Thank you. We're so glad you're here, and we're glad to be here too. I am Meredith Tollison. I am co-director of the Animal Communication Collective. We are a group of over 30 now volunteers. We all train together in animal communication. This organization is the brainchild of our own Karen Dendy Smith, who is here running the back table tonight. She's handling all of the back end and tech part of things. Karen, I'm going to put you on the spot. I didn't tell you this, but would you like to give a little intro about how Animal Communication Collective came to be?
Oh my goodness. Thank you, Meredith. Thank you, everybody, for being here. The Animal Communication Collective really is an idea that came through, believe it or not, from my cat, Hockey Puck, who passed away. And the original seeds of the idea came from connecting with him and getting some insight into his wish and other animals and spirits' wish for all of us to come together to help all of them in more of a group setting. And so that's where this idea came from, that we all came together to found this organization. All of us went to school together. We all are all animal communicators from the same place. And I brought this to the group, and everyone just rallied, and the Animal Communication Collective was born. And a lot of the work of how it is today is because of all of us combined. And it's just an amazing thing to see. Thank you, Meredith.
Thank you, Karen. So we're super excited to be here. What we're going to do tonight is a 90-minute event. We're going to get in as many mini animal communication readings as we can. Chris is going to give you guys a little bit more administrative bit of what we're going to be doing with regard to the raffle tickets and what we need from you, and then we will get started.
So tonight we're going to raffle 6 private readings. You're going to get assigned one of the readers, and you're going to get a 30-minute reading. And we're still selling tickets, 1 for $10 and 3 for $20. So I will be calling names at the end, and then you will get an email where I will connect the winner with the person who's going to be doing the reading. So you can still get on the Eventbrite and purchase a raffle ticket. And if for some reason that link is no longer working, let me know, but I will check right now, make sure that's still good.
Thank you, Chris. So I'm going to take a moment to ask all of the members of our team to introduce themselves. I'm Meredith Dees Tollison. I am, I work with Karen with the ACC. I am down here in Tupelo, Mississippi. I think it's really cool to see how far and wide all of our members are spread. I have a background in canine behavior and training, as well as animal Reiki. And I do a lot of other things. This is my passion. I wish that I could let go of some of my real corporate jobs to do this full time, but this is something that I feel so strongly about. And I try and spend as much time as possible volunteering to help all of the animals and the places like Jelly's Place that are in it all day, every day. My fabulous co-captain for this event is Jamie Parisi. Jamie, would you take a moment to introduce yourself?
Sure. Thank you, Meredith. Hi, everyone. Nice to see you all here. I am Jamie Parisi. I am a more recent graduate of animal communication, but I'm so excited to be doing this. I also work I have been a medium for well over a decade, and I teach mediumship and spiritual development. In my former life, I worked in the financial industry. So I've come out of corporate. I've finally, about 2 years ago, finally left, started my business. This has always been my passion to do this full time, and I'm so happy to be here. I will hand this off now to Tracy.
I am Tracy, obviously, from Ontario, Canada, and I've been doing this for a few years now. I really enjoy it. I'm calling myself an animal relationship coach because I draw in a number of modalities to try and support people through their struggles. So social work, dog training, intuition, all that kind of together. And I love working with people to help them work through whatever challenges they're having, whether that's, relationship, whether that's lifestyle or grief and loss or behavior challenges with their animals. So any of the above. So that's me.
Thank you, Tracy. Sally?
Hi, I'm Sally, and I'm coming to you from just outside of Boston, Massachusetts. I've been working now as a professional animal communicator for a few years, and I also do energy work on animals, and I am thrilled to be here tonight. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So you've already met Karen a little bit. Karen, anything else to add? And then we can introduce Adrian.
I'll just say I am in Boston, Massachusetts. I know Meredith loves for us to share where we are all at, so you can see how we span the continent. And I also have in my background energy work and Chinese energy medicine, and I teach Qigong, and I work with healing for people and animals as well.
Awesome. And Adrian, where'd you go? I lost you. There you are.
Thank you so much, Meredith. Hi, everyone. I also am coming from Ontario, Canada, and I'm also a recent graduate. Along with Jamie, we're in the same class for the Soul Level Animal Communication Certification. It's been a dream come true, helping animals both alive and in spirit. I'm also an actor, and I always thought I had to do acting to give animals a voice. Like when I was younger, I didn't know this was a thing until these last couple of years. And now it's my biggest passion is to help people have a deeper connection with their animals, both alive and in spirit. And I'm so happy to be here.
Thank you, Adrian. And Jody Jacobs, who loves her intros. Our ACC ambassador. She does an amazing job of reaching out to organizations and bringing us all together. Jody, can you say a quick hello?
Yes. Hi, everybody. I'm Jody, and I am not a professional animal communicator, but I am the ACC's ambassador. And what that means is I do reach out to animal rescues and sanctuaries to see if they're interested in doing events with us. So if anyone here wants to do an event with us, please reach out to me. I'll put my email address in the chat. And I'm also located on the tip of Long Island. So again, we are all over the place. And thanks
And
for being here.
Sorry, I just wanted to chime in. I'm in Fairfield, Connecticut, because I forgot to say that. So
Awesome. I love that part. I love that part because we're all over the place, and it just shows that we can all come together and do good we're thankful for this technology that allows us to do it from anywhere in the world, anywhere on the planet. Jamie, would you like to give these folks a little tidbit of what animal communication is and how we do this thing?
yes, so it would help before we start our readings to kind of have you familiar with what a certified animal communicator is we've all gone through a rigorous program with this amazing school. It's a year program. And basically the way that animal communication works is that we really manage our energy to stay grounded, but also raise our vibration to connect with the animal through telepathy. So it's a two-way communication where they send us pictures, feelings, images, downloads, ideas, and questions to really have that back and forth dialogue. It's kind of like if you ever, they're always psychically connected to us and energetically connected to us. So if you ever wonder, like, how does my cat know? Why is my cat sitting at the door waiting for me? That's because they're always checking in with us intuitively. So,
So we're going to give you a little taste of that
it's
tonight.
really fun, and they're really fun to talk to. So, yeah, it's good times.
Awesome. Thank you, Jamie. So here's the cool thing. When we start to connect with you guys to do these readings, we don't need very much information at all. What we are going to want from you is the name of your animal, their gender and species, and whether they're alive or in spirit, and then one question you would like to ask of this animal. We're going to drop in and do a super quick connection, get this information for you, try and give you a little bit of an answer to your question. These are sort of mini readings. We ask you not to provide more information than that because we want to be certain as readers that the information we're receiving is from your animal and that we're not being influenced in any way by additional information that you've provided for us on the front end. If no one has any questions, we'd love to just jump right in and get started doing some readings. I will remind everyone that I see a question about if you have two pets. We ask that you choose one of them. Now, it is not uncommon for one to step forward and the other to kind of hang out and contribute, but we do ask that you just give us one animal to read because of the short time frame that we have to work with tonight. So we're going to be reading in tandem. We're going to be reading in pairs. That means there will be two animal communicators working with you on your one animal and your one question. The energy really builds when we work together, and we find that it gives us some great information. We will say that in order to be selected for a reading tonight, we'll be intuitively choosing from the attendees here. We do ask that if you want to have a reading, you have your camera on. If you don't have your camera on, no problem, but we assume that that means you would not be interested in coming forward for a reading tonight. So just keep that in mind. Is everyone ready? You ready to get going? Okay, fantastic. Jamie, you and I will begin.
Yes.
I will select the first member of the audience for a reading tonight. We'll always ask if you're comfortable having a reading. If you're not, please say no, and we'll move on to the next person. We don't want anyone to feel on the spot in any way whatsoever. Okay. I would like to call on Molly Schminke. Did I say that correctly, Molly?
Close enough.
Close enough. Say it for me.
Schmink.
Schmink. Okay. Molly, are you comfortable having a reading here tonight?
Yes, I am.
All right, let me get Jamie, me, and you at the
Yep.
top of our screens.
And hi, Tracy. Hi, Jody.
Oh, you know some folks here. That's awesome.
And she volunteers at Jelly's Place.
Yeah, I'm the Jelly's Place cat
Oh,
person.
Oh, that's fantastic. I did not know that, but something about you came forward. Okay. So this is going to be Jamie and Meredith.
yeah.
So give us the name of your animal, please.
Okay, I'm gonna do Penny. She
Penny.
is a female cat and she is alive.
Female cat, alive. And what question would you like to ask Penny?
I would like to know why she is bullying my newest cat.
So we would like to rephrase that question to kind of get an open-ended opportunity for Penny to answer. Jamie, I would like to say, what does Penny need us to know about her relationship with what is that cat's name, Molly?
Mulan.
Mulan?
Oh.
Mulan's female?
Mulan is actually male, but he was named after a Disney princess at Jelly's Place when he was a kitten, and they all thought they were all girl kittens, and it turns out he's not.
Okay, that's going to be an interesting point here. Okay, so Penny, female cat alive. What does she need us to know about her relationship with Mulan? So I'll begin by connecting with Penny and asking her a little bit about her personality and what she wants to show me for the purposes of this reading this evening. And I see Penny going nuts. I see Penny, it's like I get a lot of references in Bugs Bunny cartoons. So, you know, in a cartoon, when a cat will like jump up like they've been electrified or something, and the hair's all standing up and the arms and legs are all sticking out, there's something very energetic is the word, but it's more than that. There's something almost electrified about Penny. There's a very, very high level of energy that's coming from her. And it feels to me like she doesn't exactly know in which way to direct that energy. So I'm going to pull back in and ask her what she is trying to show me with that, while Jamie gives you a bit about Penny's personality.
So thank you, Meredith. When I connect in with Penny, I just get like a real sassy girl. I hear her say, I'm the boss. He needs to know his place. It's just this real it's sassy. It's I'm filtering a little bit because there's something about territory and space with her that she really wants him to respect. And Meredith, I'm going to hand it over to you while I just kind of dig deeper with her with that.
So I'm seeing the you know, the little ping pong paddle with the ball and the rubber band attached to it. You know, where you're supposed to, what do you call those? The rubber ball paddle thing. It makes me think of the movie The Jerk with Steve Martin. Paddle ball. So I'm seeing her throwing her energy out there and then it's bouncing back at her, and throwing it out there and bouncing back at her. And she almost seems surprised that this rubber ball is attached to a rubber band that's bringing it back to her. Like in her mind, it feels like she's throwing it out there and expecting it to stick. I'm rubber and you're glue, bounces off me and sticks to you. I don't know why I hear that little childhood taunt, but I see her throwing this energy out and then being like, oh my gosh, it's coming back to me. What is that about? I'm throwing it out. It's coming back to me. And Mulan is stepping into this space and he's kind of like, yeah, I tried to tell you that you couldn't talk to me that way. It was going to come back at you. There's some aspect of she is actually surprised that she's given it out, but that she's also having to receive it. Does that make any sense to you, Molly?
Yes, but from a different situation that was from the past, actually.
Okay. Okay. I'll sit with that while you go ahead, Jamie.
Yep. And so Molly, I just keep hearing her say, I'm the boss. I was here first. I'm the boss. And I have a knowing it's going to take a little time for, I don't know if she's going to warm up to him. It's this, it feels like a pecking order. And she's just not happy about it. It's just, again, there's that like sassiness that's just coming back, like, no, I don't like it. And it's kind of like she's kind of being bratty about it with me. It's I don't like it. And I'm the boss. I want it to be my way. And that's just it. And he's just gonna have to deal. Go ahead.
I can get that too, but I feel like Mulan is sitting there going, I just want you to love me. I'd really like for you to be my friend. And she's not having any of it. So Milan, for what it's worth, you may need to keep an eye on him. He feels like a little bit of a sensitive soul and a peacemaker, and he's just trying to make everything okay. And she's hovering. I see her actually on some sort of, I have a visual in my mind of her on some sort of electronic transportation device, whether it's a hoverboard or a Segway scooter or something. There's just something very staticky and electric about her where she sort of wants to hover above everyone else. And she's literally looking down off of the scooter going, oh, he's down there. And Milan's sitting there going, oh, can you just be here with me? I agree with Jamie. There's a little bit of a brattiness about it, but I also see, not in a dangerous way, but I see like her batteries running down and then her little hoverboard shutting down, and she's like, oh, I'm here on the ground with the rest of you. Let's figure this out while we're here. There's going to be something that brings her back down to this level, and there will be a tolerance, if not an affection, a tolerance where they can at least coexist throughout the day. Does that make sense?
Yes, very much so.
Okay, Jamie.
And
what you got?
just to add, I'm hearing it's going to take some time, and she's saying I want my own space. Like she's just really, I'm seeing her up on a shelf or up somewhere away where she can get away from, I don't know if you have more than one cat, but I want to say the others. She's just saying I want my own space and I want to be left alone. And it's like she's saying I will accept this when I want to accept this. So it's going to take a little bit of time, but she just keeps saying, I want my space and I'm going to do it my way. Does that make sense, Molly?
Yeah, very much so.
Okay.
Awesome. Do you feel that answers a little bit of your question, Molly, for what we're doing here this evening?
Yeah, I mean, I think it kind of nails it. She's definitely just being a little bit of a brat. I tell her every day that she's my favorite, most number one kitty in the whole world, and she knows it. So but this is the only cat in the past 10 years that she hasn't been kind to. And the other one 10 years ago was the one that gave it back to her that I think you were talking. And so, but Mulan is not like that. He's a semi-feral. He just goes and, so he's very, very sensitive. And I just know she's going to get bored of this soon. So yeah, that's what I'm holding out for.
Yeah. Feels like give it some time, but she's going to make the decision what that time frame is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you feel good with that, Jamie?
Yep.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Molly, for sharing Penny and Mulan with us. Jamie, take it from here.
So we're moving on to the next. So me and Sally are going to be reading, and I've already picked my person. You jumped right out at me at the beginning. So let me see. Kate Kenyon. I don't know what it is about your name. You feel like a movie star to me. Are you okay with having a reading?
Yes, I am.
Great. Awesome. So if you want to give us the name of your animal, the species, gender, and alive or in spirit.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about Waffles, I hope. And he's a dog. He's alive. He's a boy. And I think my question is, I kind of had to So either whatever comes through on either, what does he want me to know about physical touch, or what does he want me to know about his past?
Are we allowed to do, can we do 2 questions, ladies?
I don't know if maybe one would come through more, or if not, maybe the physical touch.
Okay, so what do we need to know about physical touch? Okay. Give us a moment to connect in. It's so right when you started talking, I feel connecting in with Waffles. He feels goofy. He feels like sweet but kind of goofy, and I see him kind of like when he walks, he kind of sways. um and he's like the feeling, it's a lot of feeling. It's funny. So I'm aware, really aware of my words I'm using. I'm getting, he's giving me a lot of feelings. There's a lot of joy and a lot of love coming from him. And he says to me, I'm a good boy, but I'm a sensitive boy. Does that make sense so far, Kate?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Sally?
So, Raffles can't waffle, right?
Yeah, waffles, like pancakes, but the other kind.
Say it tonight. He came to me, and first he was jumping up and down, and then that movement became a dance. And he was dancing to his own rhythm. And then there was snapping. I could hear snapping of fingers, even though he doesn't have fingers. And he's just, he's making me want to dance now. He's moving around and he's looking up at me and he's saying, I'm just so cool. I just, I love dancing.
I own a dance studio and he comes to work with me every day.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
Yes, he's just full of it. It brings him such happiness and enjoyment to dance. And I feel like he is just loving his life.
Mhm.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really?
So Kate, that makes sense to you, yeah?
Yeah.
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 Okay, so when I connect with Waffles and ask him about what we need to know about physical touch, he just shows me his back and his spine area, and he shows me like the fur standing up. So he's reminding me, it's just kind of like there's the knowing around like the nerve endings. It just feels like sometimes it's just it's not even achy. He gets like, there's like this feeling of like these zaps of it's like firing. Sally, if you have anything, I'm
Yes.
gonna see if he has.
Okay, I too saw his fur standing up, and there's surrounding him is kind of this static electricity. And so when I ask him about that, he has, because he's such a sensitive soul, he kind of takes in everything around him, and it affects him in his body. So he's more sensitive than maybe other creatures. And so if you're cognizant of this, when you're caressing him, you need to be very gentle and calming, because what happens is when he's touched, it's super stimulating. And you know, I see again that hair standing on end and static electricity, but it doesn't mean that he's frightened or unhappy or any of that, because he's loving his life.
And just to add a little bit on to what Sally said about like the stroking or the petting, like I'm seeing like this whole like going from like head to tail, and it's I'm getting like a like a you know, like when somebody plays with like your belly button, it's just that like icky kind of feeling. So
Yeah.
so it's kind of like Sally said, be gentle, but maybe not and I'm also having a knowing about coming up or anybody that comes like too quickly or too abruptly. It's just kind of approach him gently. And he's just telling me like he likes it on his face and his cheeks and his ears, and maybe not so much on the back area. Does that make sense, Kate?
Yeah, it really does. Yeah,
Does that answer your question?
absolutely. Spot on.
Thank-
Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much. He's always such a cutie though. He's such a sweetie. And I just want to announce that this is the last call. If anybody wanted to purchase any raffle tickets, last call, last call. Purchase your raffle tickets now. Okay, we're gonna move on to the next reading. So that would be Sally and Tracy.
Okay, so I'm going to choose Dana. Dana Armstrong, are you interested in having a reading tonight?
I am. Thank you.
Great. Okay, Dana, tell us the name of your animal.
I'm going to do Bugsy. She's a female and she's alive.
And what's her species?
Oh, she's a dog.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to connect to Bugsy.
Do we have a question?
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot.
Okay. I just started, I was thinking we need to know.
Yeah. What is your question for Bugsy?
I have so many, but I'll narrow it down to where was she before she saved us?
So I just want to warn you that many times, because animals live in the present moment, they do not want to discuss their past in case it's upsetting for you.
Okay.
So do you think you can come up with another question?
Another question.
I can ask, what we can ask is there anything in particular that Bugsy would like us to know about her past? How's that? Then it's very open-ended. Okay.
Okay, that works.
Okay. So I started laughing when I connected to Bugsy because immediately she started singing to me. And in kind of a Betty Boop way. And this has happened to me before, actually, with this same song. And it's about, she's singing about love and wanting your love. But she's doing it in a very sultry fashion. So that's the stuff that's why I started laughing immediately. So I'm asking her if she can tell us just about her personality, what she likes. And in this very loud, throaty way, she's telling me that she loves to vocalize and she loves to sing. And I don't know if your experience with her is that she's a vocal dog. Is she?
Just the normal barking at people, but nothing.
Yes.
We're also very strict, so.
Well, I think this is a metaphor for something else. So, but I don't know what that is because she just keeps singing to me. And the sultriness has gone, and now the kind of singing with the breath from the belly and is coming forth. Tracy, what are you getting?
I immediately had the impression that she has a lot of character. I saw her sort of scooting around, bowing, moving, a lot of kind of antics. A little bit, I heard the word naughty, and naughty in so far as a way to get attention. So she's naughty, but it makes you laugh more than it makes you angry or bothered. And I also heard the word charmer. Does any of that make sense to you?
She's very stubborn.
Hmm.
And she just requires a lot of attention.
Mm-hmm. So, Sally, do you mind if I sort of jump in with this? That as you were talking, I started exploring the question a little bit. So it's interesting, and the question that I asked ended up being something along the lines of, "What about her past do you need to know now in terms of how she is with you?" And what came through pretty quickly was she was not seen before or not very noticed. She did not get a lot of attention, and it was like she needed to do everything big in order to be noticed at all. And that may be some of what you're seeing now, this sort of need to seek out attention and make it really obvious that she's present as a way to get attention. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, it's yeah, she's just, I feel like she didn't get a lot of love prior to us. So
that's what she's saying.
I think the song that I received in the beginning about wanting your love and the sultriness is a coping mechanism on her part in order to have you be attentive to her. And so that also, I got the same message that Tracy got about not having much attention paid to her. Not I don't see any abuse in her past, but I see that she was ignored, and so now she's in a different environment, and she has the opportunity to garner more love and attention, and she's not shy about letting you know.
okay, thank you.
And a couple more things that came through in terms of how the past is influencing her now. One is around her not really trusting love and not trusting that that's really going to be there, and wanting reassurance around your commitment to her, your love for her. And although I'm sure she knows that you love her, there's that there's that tentativeness that almost from her, and in terms of not being sure and wanting the reassurance. It also came through that it doesn't look like she had a lot of choices in her previous life. And so now it's like she wants to insist on having a say, insist on having a voice. And that may be where some of the stubbornness is showing up. This feeling that now that I have the opportunity to have some choice in my life, I'm making it really, really clear what I want. Does that make sense to you?
Interesting. Yeah, I feel like she does have a little bit of confidence, and that's why she tries to push boundaries with us. But then there's still stuff like she hasn't been able to overcome since we got her. So just waiting for that to turn for her so she can relax a little.
Thank you. I hope that answered your question, Dana.
Thank you so much.
All
Tracy?
right. Okay.
Let me jump in just super quick and say we're closing raffle ticket sales. if you click on it right this second, you could possibly buy one, but raffle ticket sales are closed from this point forward. Tracy, you and Jamie want to take it from here.
Sure. So where are you? I've been really drawn to you, Annette. Would you be open to having a reading with us? Can you unmute yourself?
Yes, okay. Yes,
Perfect.
yes, I would.
All right.
I would like to ask about my cat, Lulu. And she's a female and she's alive.
And what question would you like to ask Lulu?
Okay, I feel like when I went to Jelly's, I went to look at a different cat and I feel like she adopted me. So I know she and I have a connection. My question is, how has she adjusted, or how is she interacting with my boy cat who's about a year older than she? I want to know how she feels around him. And I guess most specifically, like when I go places, does she feel okay with him?
Okay. Could you share the boy cat's name?
Yes, his name is Camilo.
Camilo.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. Just take a minute. Jamie, feel free if you have something to jump in. I'm just going to take a minute to connect.
Yep. I'm gonna connect to. So, Annette, I immediately hear Lulu say, I love my name. There's just something about like the name, and I don't know if you like say her name and sing it, but she's just a lot of like happiness and joy. I get a very cuddly, lovey, sweet cat. Go ahead, Tracy, if you want to jump in.
Sure. What came through pretty quickly was she's a little bit fixed in her ways and she likes things just so. It feels not so much like a princess, but just she's quite happy to have a pampered environment, if you like. And it came through pretty strongly already with Camilo. He's a little bit for her like the little brother that you didn't really want, and you love them, but they're kind of a nuisance sometimes. Like he doesn't always follow her rules around how things should be, and that feels like it's a little bit annoying to her. I just had this sort of energy of him being a little bit annoying, but she still loves him like you would a little brother. Does that make sense?
Yeah, because at times they're so close, they look out the window together, but at other times, particularly when I'm distracted, like if I take a shower, he picks on her.
Right. Yeah.
And so
he picks on her. Okay, interesting.
Yeah, he picks on her. He was here first.
Okay.
And so I think it seems very annoyed with him more than, she doesn't get angry with him, just bothered. Like
that's what it feels like. Sure.
Yeah.
Jamie, I'm gonna let you jump in. Sorry, Annette. I just
I just didn't want Annette to give us too much background.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah, because
no,
we want to get from the animals. So yeah. So Lulu loves the connection with you, Annette. She's talking about she's loving that female energy. There's a knowing around always just wanting to have your attention and be around you. And when I ask her about Camilo, she's like, he's a boy and he's annoying and he's like he's like just bugs me, and her focus is attention from you. And the feeling with Camilo is like he wants to play or he wants to rough and tumble like boys do, and she's just not having it. She's just not interested. Does that make sense to you?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I heard too, like just sort of energetically that sometimes she misses life before Camilo came along. Much like Jamie was saying, she liked that quiet with the two of you and her space and her way. There was a peacefulness. like a balance for her in that. And by the same token, I also heard that there's a curiosity that she has about Camilo. Like it was almost like, I don't really want him bothering me, but it's when he starts doing something and he doesn't think she's watching, she's curious to watch him and observe him and sort of learn from him. Does that make sense?
Yes, because she does sometimes mimic his behavior.
Okay, interesting.
So he'll do something and then I'll notice her doing the same thing the next day or something. So she does watch him.
And
Jamie?
just one last bit about Camilo is like she loves him, but when she wants to love him, not when so it has to be her idea. It's a very cat behavior, right? It's just she's saying I can take him in small doses.
That sums it up.
Yeah.
And then I went back and asked the question again, just to sort of see if there was anything else that Lulu wanted to share. And what came through really strongly was creating separate spaces, that there be some time in the day where they physically don't have access to each other. It's almost like she still wants to have her private space, like she gets her little spa area and he can be off doing whatever he's doing. But the idea of having physically separate space for part of each day seems to be something that would help her be more comfortable with the current relationship with Camilo.
Okay. I think they kind of do that on their own. He'll go into the room that I'm in now, which is a spare bedroom, and he'll spend all afternoon sleeping here or just playing in here with a ball or anything. And she'll be downstairs. And so I'm in a townhouse, so they do separate on their own. And next thing you know, they're side by side. So I think they're self-regulating their time.
Perfect. Jamie, do you have anything else to add?
No, I don't. That's it for me.
Okay, does that answer your question, Annette?
Yeah, thank you. It's been helpful.
Okay, you're welcome.
Thank you.
All right, and who is next? I forget who's next.
Meredith and Sally.
Yep, I will jump in and make a selection, and I am feeling drawn to Marla. Marla, are you open to have a reading this evening? Oh, you unmuted and then you muted again.
Sorry.
There you go.
Thank you. I am. Thank you.
Okay, awesome. Let's see. Me and Sally. Who have you got, Marla?
I have RJ. He's our dog, male. And my question is how, I don't know how to phrase this, but how to help him with his separation anxiety.
Oh, girl, you're right up my alley. So I'm assuming that RJ is alive.
Oh, it's alive. Yes, sorry.
Okay. What does he need us to know about his separation anxiety?
Yeah, how we can, help him.
All right, give me just a minute. You've hit me close to home. Sally, if you've got anything, please jump right in.
I am feeling RJ is a very quiet, sensitive boy. Let's see. He I'm going to ask, I'm being distracted by the question, so I'm going to just ask him to tell me a little bit about what he likes to do.
While you do that, go ahead.
He's showing me that he's standing up in front of a window and watching the outside. Does he do that, Marla?
Yes, he does a lot. Yeah.
Go ahead, Meredith.
He's showing me imagery of him on stage. Literally footlights at the base of the stage that are keeping him from seeing what's beyond that. As long as he's on stage, as long as he is performing as long as he is in character and can't see what's happening beyond him. He is so happy. It's when the footlights go down and he sees the seats in this visual in the theater that he's like, I don't know what that actually means. There's a certain level of a desire to be seen and recognized and noticed that's coming through with this. And I'm going to have to get a little bit more information around that. The performance aspect is appealing to him. The reality is what makes him uncomfortable. You go ahead, Sally, while I work on that a second.
So it's interesting you talk about the stage, because what he said to me early on was wide, even though he likes to look out the window, wide open space is a little overwhelming for him. And what makes him feel safer is closeness, whether it's from his human beings or being confined in a smaller area, like a room, or when he looks out the window, he likes to see the action in the world around him, yet he is protected from it because he's inside and the window is there. And yeah, go ahead, Meredith.
I'm hearing the words fear of the unknown. And to come back to the stage visual, when the lights are in his eyes and he knows what's happening on the stage around him, he has no idea what's beyond that. And he's comfortable with that because that's all he can see. Looking out the window, he's got a little bit of a picture box of what's happening, but he doesn't have any control over that. And even that, I'm feeling sort of those butterflies in my stomach. I'm looking out the window. I see the neighbor's cat running across the sidewalk, and but oh my gosh, I don't have any control over any of that. And who's coming to help me? Who's coming to support me in making the decisions I need to make as to how I react or respond now? So what does that mean? I'm seeing these hands. I'm seeing these hands. I need some support. I need some reassurance. I need to know that you're standing nearby me going, it's okay. You know, you got this. A knowledge that he's not ultimately in charge, that someone else is going to make the hard decisions for him while he's learning. This is not an end all be all. This is a while he's learning to build some confidence about learning how to react to what he sees out there. I don't know what any of that means, but those are all of the words and images that are coming to me.
And I've talked to him about the question, and I think all of this relates to the question. That in order to feel safe and reassured, that the space that he's in when you're not around, when nobody is around, has to be limited. So I don't know if he has full access to the house right now, but maybe instead of closing him in a room, you put gates up so that he is limited to just a smaller amount of space where he has freedom and he's comfortable, and see how that works.
Okay.
I agree with that, Sally. There's something about barrier versus total freedom. There's a fine line there, Marla, where it's like I'm rubbing my back. I feel a little bit of weight on my back, like, oh, I've got the weight of the world to carry. Making the decisions feels like too much for him to process in his head. And I'm feeling the happy medium between being confined and protected.
Okay.
I want a safe space, but that can't be a box. It also can't be wide open. And there's the question is listening to him with your heart and your head as to where the safety falls within that. And that can shift and change. But starting with, here's a space that I feel safe in. It can't be too much. It can't be too little. It's kind of Goldilocks.
Okay.
Anything else you got there, Sally?
Yeah, I agree with you.
Thank you.
Is that helpful, Marla?
That is, thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, I'm up again. Tracy, with you.
Tracy, you're muted.
I realized that I just, as I saw the little writing above my picture. Peggy, would you like to have a reading with us today?
Yes, I would.
Perfect. All right, I'm just going to move you up so I can't really see you, but
Oh, I'm sorry.
that's okay. I could see a minute ago and then you vanished.
Well, when I unmuted it, my face disappeared.
Okay, that's okay. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. All right, can you share with us the name of your animal, species, gender, and if they're alive or in spirit?
Contessa, a female cat, and she's alive. And I want to know her health.
Okay, so just to be clear with the question regarding her health, do you want to know how you can best support her, or are you trying to explore a little bit? Yes. Okay.
Yes, how I best can support her.
Okay. Does that sound okay to you, Meredith? How best can Peggy support her in her health, or do you have a better way to frame the question? Now you're muted. Now it's your turn.
Now it's my turn.
Your turn.
No, that's fine. Tracy, if you want to start, I'm getting some physical feelings in my body and I'm going to see if that plays into.
Okay. What's coming through right away is a feeling that she is or has been a cat who has been very strong in her personality, very confident, and it's almost like that's starting to wane. But she is a cat that sort of has always been really comfortable in her body and sort of not swaggering, but almost a female version of that she comes into the room and she knows that she's attractive and she's very confident and just really solid. And I was feeling this energy that's starting to wane a little bit. And there's almost like a trepidation. I can't think of a better word than that, around this waning of what she's used to feeling and being. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Tracy, when you say that, the waning to me comes through as fatigue.
Yes.
I'm so tired of having to be so fabulous. And
that's what it feels like, fabulous.
I'd like to stop sucking in my stomach and standing up straight and brushing my hair and putting on lipstick to go to the grocery store. I'd really like to sit around in sweatpants with no bra and no hairdo and just be myself for a minute. When I first tried to connect with her, I felt a resistance from her. But what I felt from her was the superstar who's tired of the media calling every single day, who's tired of the requests for interviews, who's tired of the paparazzi. Like she wants to sling someone a left, and I feel like she's left-handed for whatever that's worth. Sling someone, punch the jaw and go, leave me alone. I'm in my nightgown and I don't want to talk to you right now. She feels tired of having to be fabulous all the time. Does that make sense to you, Peggy?
I guess, yeah.
And much like Meredith mentioned with the fatigue and the lessening of energy, the word mono came to me around that kind of feeling. If any of you have ever had that illness, I guess, it's that feeling of just like really fatigued for no really obvious physical symptom other than that. So much less energy. And even though I love Meredith's analogy of sort of being in the limelight a lot, it seemed really clear to me though too, from the visuals that I received, that she still wants the quiet attention. It's almost like I can see her in this beautiful, comfortable bed somewhere where there's natural light coming in, and she loves you admiring her. It's still really important to her that she has that because she does want to be admired. It's just more of a quiet attention at this stage. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, it does.
And let me just ask about the question. Go ahead, Meredith.
I totally get that when you say that, Tracy. It's not that she doesn't want to continue to be fabulous. She just doesn't want to have to work that hard.
Right.
She wants people to continue to admire her, but only the people that she selects, and not the public. She would like for her private to admire her and stroke her and pet her. And I literally see like marabou slippers and a feather boa. You know, it's kind of a Hollywood starlet. You know, she still knows that she's fabulous, but not in the same public way. And and to add to that, there's a little bit of a feeling in my lower back and the base of where if I were a cat, my tail would connect. That just feels a little stiff, a little heavy. There's nothing alarming that I'm feeling here, nothing that feels like a condition, just sort of I would just like to sit down for a little while. And if you could stroke me right here, that would be fabulous.
Okay.
And so I did ask the question, like, how can you best support her regarding her health? And the first thing that came through, which may be sort of a very practical thing too, was blood work. I mean, I mentioned mono is what came through before, just in terms of a feeling, but it does make me wonder if there isn't something going on that may need to be checked.
No, there is she's on. I don't want to give you too much, but yeah, there is.
Okay. All right. So that's probably why that came up. And it also felt like nutrition would be something that would help her, because it does feel like it's almost an organic problem versus like, you know, like it's not like a broken arm or broken leg. It feels more like it's a systemic problem that she needs that extra help. And the word detox also came into my mind. I don't know, like I almost felt like maybe her organs are a bit fatigued for some reason. And as we all know, there's a lot of challenges around the exposure we all have to toxins and that kind of thing. So I don't know, but that's what immediately came up. Was it felt like something systemic that maybe some clearing and some support, and sounds like you're already on that path, will help her feel more like herself. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah, it does.
Okay. Meredith?
And finally, to add to that, I feel everything that Tracy's saying. The mono thing really sat with me. It feels autoimmune, or, you know, something systemic that may not have so much external evidence.
Right.
But I feel more of an adding to than a taking away. Tracy mentioned detox, and that feels right with me, but it also feels more like adding these nutrients, adding these perhaps supplements, adding these activities could energize the system. It feels fatigue. I mean, fatigue is the word that has come up since we first started talking. It just feels a little bit drained. And if you plug that drain and start filling the sink back up, that there will be some vitality that you see come back in.
Okay.
As well as some marabou slippers and a feather boa.
Definitely, we need both of those things. Yeah, the same feeling as well, Meredith. Also the idea of hydration and water. And I know cats don't generally tend to drink a lot of water, but hydration felt like it was an important part of this sort of picture in terms of helping her rebuild.
Yeah, she drinks a lot.
Yeah,
she drinks a lot.
That's good. That's great. But
but that's
Encourage her
part
to
of
keep
the,
doing that. Give her lots of opportunities because that seems to
Yeah.
be really important for whatever it is she's working through.
okay. All
Does
right.
that answer your question, Peggy?
Yeah, it does. Thank you.
Did you have anything else to add, Meredith? Okay.
No, I think that's good, except for the drinking water. Again, there's a happy medium there. Good
Mm.
Yep.
hydration is a thing, flushing it out is a thing, but pay very close attention and check with your veterinarian
Well,
if it becomes
yeah.
too much.
Yeah, agreed.
yeah, it's an ongoing process of trying to get it all figured out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it always is, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I
thank
would
you.
say though, and just as a last thing that came through, she does feel very supported by you, like on all levels, not just with the physical care, but energetically
Yeah.
and in terms of the love and physical care you give her. That seemed really,
Yeah.
really strong. So I wanted you to know that.
Okay, thank you. I feel the same for her.
Oh, that's
So
good.
thank you.
That's good. Well,
Thank you.
thank you, Peggy.
Thank
Meredith,
you,
I think
Peggy.
you're up
Oh,
again.
Well, Jamie's actually up. I'm just going to
That's true.
support
Good
her
point.
in this.
All right.
We've got time for another, don't we? Yeah.
Yeah,
got
we
time
do.
for another.
And I've been eyeballing Melissa.
Oh, good.
Are you open for a reading, Miss Melissa?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so why don't you give us the name of your animal, gender, species, and alive or in spirit?
Indigo. She's a female. She's a cat, and she's alive.
And what is your question for Indigo?
I wanted to know, like, what she feels about Phoenix. He's a male cat.
Okay, so how about, because we want to rephrase it so that it's kind of open-ended.
Okay.
And do they live in the same home together?
Yes, I've had Phoenix for
No,
about
I
a-
don't want to.
Oh,
I don't
sorry.
want a lot of information.
Yes,
So I'm gonna rephrase it. Meredith, you tell me if you agree. How about if we ask Indigo, what do we need to know about you living with Phoenix? Does that sound like does that sound
Yeah.
good?
Yeah,
Yeah?
that's fine.
Okay. And if you have anything, please jump in, Meredith.
I'm gonna jump right in, and you
Yep.
guys will have to fill me in on the parts I can't remember. But Harry Potter, Dumbledore had the Phoenix. What was his name? Fawkes? Was it Fawkes? And he would crumble to ashes and then regenerate like on a regular basis in the office during the movie. And I'm seeing that Phoenix like crumbling and rebirth, and Indigo's going, that's so creepy. That's so creepy. It's so distracting that I can't even handle this. It happens like, every 2 hours, and it's freaking me out. There's something about Phoenix's energy that relates to that folks crumbling to ashes and regenerating that startles Indigo. Indigo seems to have a little bit more of a, I'm hearing indigo child, the very intuitive personality. And there's something about this fiery personality with Phoenix that she finds very disturbing and can't quite wrap her head around. Her sensitive nature can't quite get the startle out of the way. Does that make sense to you, Melissa?
Yeah, that does.
Hey, buddy.
Okay. So when I connect in with Indigo, I get she's very chill, just chill, not slow, but like not, everything she does is kind of in a very relaxed way. Like she likes to hang out. She likes things quiet, like just don't bother me kind of a thing. I just want to sit here. I just want to bathe. I don't want to deal with like anybody else. Does that make sense to you, Melissa?
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
There's a sense of structure that she appreciates. It's the unpredictability of Phoenix that is so I'm hearing these words: disheartening, which is not quite right, discombobulating, which is a little bit more right, disconcerting. seems to be the one that I settle on. There's something about the unpredictability. Like he might suddenly get a random burst of speed and take a lap around the house, bouncing off the walls and the curtains and the sofa. And she's like, oh my God, I'm taking a bath. Can you not do that right now? She would prefer to have a cup of tea and a little chill time, and she's meditating and he's bouncing off the walls. And she finds that very disconcerting. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And so, so Indigo's about Phoenix. She says he needs to relax. Like she says, we can coexist, but he needs to chill. Like she can coexist with him if he doesn't have like all of that crazy rowdiness, but like she wants her space. She wants to do things the way she wants to do things, and it's in her own time. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
So here's what I'm hearing, and I'm going to try and find the right words to put this respectfully into something I can present to you. She's saying we're the same thing, but we're two different sides of the same thing. Like she is long skirt, long haired, hippie, music festival, dancing freely, loving life. And he's at like heavy metal or music festival, slam dancing in the pit. And she's like, so you love a music festival, and I totally respect that about you, dude, but that is not my kind of music festival. I want to be dancing with flowers and everything and enjoying my music. I get that we're the same, but we're opposite sides of the same coin. So they're doing the same thing. They just have different ways of looking at it.
Okay.
What does that mean to you, Jamie, when I say that? That's random.
I was talking to her. She's telling me something else, Mare. So this is so random and I almost don't want to say it, but she says he needs a box. I don't know what that means, but that's what I heard. So I don't know if I don't want to interpret it, but I just keep hearing he needs a box. He needs or it could be, but I do see like a little house and like her or like shutting the door just to have separation. But it's said in kind of like a sassy way.
Like she needs that little bit of structure and she'd like for him to have that too.
Mm-hmm.
That's something that's coming through to me. Or she just wants to be able to lock him up somewhere so she can have a little time to herself.
That's kind of more how it's coming through to me.
That makes sense.
I don't want to startle you, but it's kind of like put him in a box and shut the door.
You were being way more tactful than I was, Jamie.
No, that doesn't surprise me.
It feels to me like they can totally coexist, but
yes,
but don't expect right away to see lovey-dovey. I'll be over here listening to my Peter, Paul, and Mary, and he can be over there listening to his whatever, and we'll just do our own thing and it'll be fine. But Mama, don't worry about it so much. You don't have to control this interaction. We're going to figure it out ourselves.
Right.
Does that answer your question, Melissa?
It does, yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Unless I don't have anything else to add. Did you, Meredith?
No, I'm good.
Great.
I'm
Thanks.
good. Well, I think, gosh, we got through a lot of readings. I think that we can probably move on, Chris, to selecting our raffle winners. Where are you? I don't see you. There you are.
Hi. Do I have all the names down? And should I share my screen or just say
Yeah,
the
I
name?
think Karen can give you permission to do that. So everyone that's here, if you bought a raffle ticket, you're entering for the opportunity to win a half-hour reading with one of the 6 members of the ACC that's here tonight. Isn't that right? We have 6. So we're going to be choosing 6 names, and then Chris will contact you by email and let you know who you've won your reading with, and then we can set up that time together offline.
See if I can share my screen. I have everybody's name on a right. Wheel of names. Let's see, winner number 1. Drum roll. Me.
Well, that's awesome.
All right, I'm gonna remove myself there. All right. And 1 second, winner will be Jenny, Karen. Right. All right. This you got yourself a private 30-minute meeting. And Judy. That's 4. We got 2 more readings. Is that right? We're doing 6 readings or 5 or 6? 6 readings.
6.
And Anna Romanu. No, a few people were not able to attend today, but they got tickets. So they got a ticket today. And the last ticket goes to Kate. So I'll be
Awesome. Thank you, Chris. Well, that didn't take but a second. Thank you all for coming tonight. Chris, do you have any closing words you'd like to offer?
I just want to thank everybody. And this is really a lot of fun. And I'm sitting here thinking, like, who would I ask about? I have so many animals in my life. But appreciate seeing everybody, appreciate everybody's support. Really appreciate the Animal Communication Collective. You're all amazing. And just a reminder, if you'd like to book a reading with them, if you book before December, is it December 1st? They will donate 15% back to Jelly's Place. So thank you again, everybody. Pass it back to you, Mary.
Thank you, Chris. It has been a pleasure to work with you again. This is the second event we've done for Jelly's Place. We love developing these partnerships with these amazing organizations, learning what you do and how you do it. We have so much respect for all of you who are boots on the ground, taking care of these animals and doing the things that you do. We are honored to be able to be out here in this realm of things, doing what we can do, using our talents and our skills and our abilities to help in any way we can. But we have the utmost respect for those of you who are actually hands-on doing what it is that you do. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And we are spreading the word about the changes coming up for your organization and what your needs are. And we're putting out to the universe all of the things that we hope come your way in the next year. Absolutely. ACC team members, thank you so much for being here. Does anyone have anything to contribute?
Just want to say thank you to everybody. It was really fun being the chat lady with Adrian this evening, and we look forward to seeing you in the future.
Awesome. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
Good night.
Appreciate your
Thanks for coming,
time. We
everyone.
hope to hear from you soon.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Tracy.
Bye, Molly.
Bye, Molly.
Bye.